Hello from Alaska. My name is Anawhite, and together with my husband, we build things. Our latest project is this rustic, modern tiny house. Before we pop inside, a couple of exterior elements. We've got the cedar channel siding, and we've got standing seam metal roofing as the main siding. If you'll notice the way that it's framed, header that goes over the wheel well is the same header over these windows, so it made it really easy to frame, and it saves some weight and it saved a lot of lumber to do it that way. This tiny house is stick framed on a 24-foot long, 8.5-foot wide trailer. Simple and classy on the outside. Let's go on in and check out the inside. It's pretty nice in here. We have a nice little entryway area and for hanging your coats. And living in rural Alaska like I do, we don't have a Target anywhere nearby, so everything pretty much has to be made. Pipe shelves, entryway shelf, and a lot of this stuff is just from the hardware store. These are really cool because you can hang so much on them. And I did baskets for just books and little cup hooks for key rings out of scrap plywood. This is a little knob that I had left over from another project and just hung on a piece of plywood. I love how this turned out. It's a quick drop zone to put all your stuff away. You'll notice there's a shoe bench right away, and it also acts as a step into the kitchen, but there's a third purpose, and we'll get to that in a minute. There's also these cover bins here for boot storage, and they're just on casters. Because we live in Alaska, all of the plumbing, all of the tanks, everything has to be inside the trailer. That's why we have a raised kitchen floor. So, but there is some extra space in there. So what I did is these drawers are only, about 1.5 feet deep, and then there's all the space in behind that you can put out of season gear, snowboards, suitcases, whatever you want can go in the back there. And the same is true for that one. They slide really nice. And then over here is a hatch to access all of the plumbing, the pump, anything that you need to do to work on the tiny house. So I think that's really important, is not just delivering a great product, but delivering something that is easy to work on and the client's going to be happy with and be able to maintain for years to come. So moving along into the tiny house, I had one big ask for this tiny house, and it was he wanted it to feel open. And so I worked really hard to find clever ways of accomplishing all the little tasks that need to happen in a tiny house while maintaining this wide open space that is just amazing. If we're going to create this wide open space, we have to have somewhere for the bed to go. So my solution for the bed was just to raise it up. And I accomplished this for about $500 with off-the-shelf parts from the hardware store, just some sliding door hardware, and a garage storage lift, and I'll show you how it works. So there's some pins here, and you can set these pins to any height you want by just drilling holes, and you can see there's slack in the cable. Because the bed is not being held up by the garage storage system anymore. It's being held up by these pins, and you can see it's extremely sturdy. There's absolutely no wobble. The bed is now resting completely on those pins, which are bolted into the wall. So bed down, and these little coffee tables actually work as a step stool. You can place them here and then just climb up and hop into bed. Oh yeah, this is amazing. In the bed in the down position, you'll notice it passes right by the TV and the artwork on the walls. The client wanted 3 things out of the seating. He wanted storage, he wanted comfort, and he wanted it to turn into a guest bed. And that was like a huge tall order because every idea I came up with was only 2. Like you could get a sleeper sofa, but there's no storage. You could get a futon, but there's no storage and it's not comfortable. So I just racked my brain, and living up here in Alaska where I don't really have a craft store and cushions are really expensive, what I finally came up with was to take a full-size foam mattress and then cut it up into pieces to make the cushions, and to create this sectional that has storage underneath it, and you can lift up and there's lots of storage underneath here, and then it comes down. I'll show you. This is just a mattress piece that I cut up with a knife into 3 pieces and covered it with, I took a quilt and I just basically turned the quilt into a fitted sheet to make this. It was like a 10-minute sewing project. And then to make it into a guest bed, we just have to put all the pieces back together. So you see 2 pieces here, there's a 3rd piece that's missing, and I'll show you how that works. Remember I told you this guy had a 3rd purpose. So it's perfectly sized, and then for the cushion, this nice little backrest that we have. Now we have a full-size real mattress that's very comfortable with all the storage underneath it. It's easy to make. You just throw a sheet on it to keep the pieces together, and your guests have a really comfortable place to sleep. And we're in bunk mode. This is not just a great little lounge area where you can watch TV and enjoy the view and entertain, it's also can double as a work surface. So these coffee tables, of course they can perform just like regular coffee tables where you can serve food on them or play games on them. You've seen us use them as a step stool, but there's more to it than that. They have storage, so you can put lots of things inside of them. There's a cushion on them so they can double as a lap desk. You can put your laptop here and work, you can eat here. There's just a lot of options with them. You can sit here and you can have like a table on your sofa. They're very versatile and they serve a 3rd purpose. You can flip them over and they can become a chair. So another challenge with this tiny house is the client wanted a desk and a table and some storage. And we've achieved the storage here now for the dining and the workspace. We really have this open area left. This tiny house is the first time that I've ever had the problem of too much space. I really didn't know what to do with it, and I certainly didn't want to eat all this space up with a giant table. And I knew I needed storage. So I started with the storage first, and we just built this bookshelf right over top of the wheel well. And I wanted to kind of hide some of the things in it. So I built these barn doors that slide, and I just used a pipe from the hardware store and flanges and made it up. And so you can access everything in this shelf and it's hidden. So I think one of the keys to a tiny house is having storage that's attractive. But of course there's more. You can take these doors and swing them up on the pipe bar, and you can convert it right into a desk. And then you can take your coffee table, flip it over, and you have a chair. Of course, it does even more than that. You can double it into a really big long table, or you can go into Thanksgiving mode. You can go with 1 desk, 2 desks, double it up to make a tiny table. I really love it in this mode because you can have a his and hers desk. So the desk and the table, that just worked out really well, and we've able to achieve this wide open space. It must be 100 square feet of just nothing for you to stretch out, have your friends over, do some yoga, sit at the window and watch the northern lights. It's just amazing, and we're able to accomplish that by having so much convertible furniture. So this piece here is part of the entryway, and it's got some cubbies for sunglasses, hats, gloves, your phone, whatever. But what was really bothering me is the space above it is really hard to access. So this is what I came up with. So one of the things that's been keeping me up at night in this kitchen is, where is the cereal box going to go? Because you wanted all open cupboards above the cabinet. You can't have a cereal box sitting out. And so this is what I came up with. You can just pull this cupboard out that's part of the entryway, and it's a pantry. Now my client has a place to put his cereal and I can sleep at night, so win-win. We love how the kitchen turned out. It's just got a sink, and the client wanted to have a microwave and induction burners, so he's going to add those later. But there is a washer and dryer combo unit spot in this kitchen. Let's see if you can figure out where it is. We made the upper shelves and I just wanted to keep it really simple. They're just 1x10s that are painted, and then there's a plant shelf on top. It's just a really lovely place for plants. So this is just metal angle that we've cut and screwed to the top, and the drawers pull out. We made the countertops. They were really simple, just particle board with laminate contact cemented to the top, and then we bought this edge profile that you just glued on. Really easy, fast way to do a countertop that's lightweight and very durable and looks good. So there's a big sink here, and we've got an under the counter fridge here, and lots of drawers, and the trash goes under here, and then more drawers and more storage here. We had to frame up a wall between the kitchen and the bathroom, and I thought, why not create a storage center in that wall? So this is just 1x6s, and it's actually the structure for the wall, and it's storage. So it's a great place to put little snacks. I've thought about actually screwing the jars to the shelf so that when you transport, the jars never come off, but you know, that's an option if you're moving the tiny house a lot. And then we've got a barn door that we built on a slide for the bathroom, so you can shut the bathroom off pretty easily. And there's a little bit more storage in this wall here. And another thing is the shower fixture is here, so you can remove this panel if you ever need to work on your shower. You have an access panel. There's no window into the bathroom, so on the upper part of the framing we just cut pieces of plexiglass and put it in there to allow light into the bathroom. So we have a water heater. It's an easy tankless. It was really easy to hook up. Can't wait to see how it works out. And then we have a composting toilet. And since the composting toilet was pretty high, I made this squatty potty stool that you can use, and then it can pull out to be used, and then it can be put away quite easily. So we needed somewhere to hang clothes in this tiny house, but I was really out of space. So I thought, what about that wasted space in the shower? What if we put a closet that was hung on the ceiling on a slide, and then you can slide the closet over and use it just like a regular closet. When you're showering, it can actually go over the toilet. Somebody commented and had this idea to cover the shower head, so if it ever leaked, it would come down the shower curtain and it would protect your clothes. So when the closet's in the shower position, the shower head is always protected by the shower curtain. So there's much less of a moisture problem. And then when you want to shower, you can simply unhook it and then bring it back over here and hook it. The closet can go back in the shower, and your bathroom is back to normal with zero space that's taken up with a closet. So that's the bathroom, and that's pretty much the entire tiny house. But we still haven't found the laundry. Have you guessed where it is yet? So my least favorite part of any kitchen is the corner, because you have that corner space that's pretty much useless and it's very hard to use. Well, it just so happens that corner space is exactly the same size as a washer-dryer combo. I just had to figure out how to make it work, and this is what I came up with. My client only wanted to do laundry once a week, so I put caster wheels on this cabinet. And then there is a spot for a washer-dryer combo here, perfectly sized. The hookups are underneath the sink, and you can still access over here the closet to put your laundry away. It pulls back in place, and you never even know there is a laundry center right in the middle of your kitchen. We love how this tiny house turned out. It really has it all. There's even a place for your favorite cereal. The elevator bed was a huge win. The sectional sofa, bed, lounge area, it was just so comfortable. It had the storage. It really worked out well. The console table with the fold-out tables and the storage and the desks, that's just awesome. We love how that turned out. The kitchen really flows nicely, and having the hidden laundry in there, in the bathroom with the hidden closet. What more could one ask for? As always, we'll be sharing all these project plans with you for free so that you can make them in your own house or tiny house. And we really appreciate all the support and the kind comments and the encouragement and the ideas that you guys have brought to us. And we've got lots coming up in 2017. We're only a month into it. So if you aren't, do subscribe and follow us on Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram. And I'm at anawhite.com if you ever want to check out my blog. So please share with your friends and let us know what you think of this tiny house in the comments. We'll see you later. Gotta get back to work.